Hello, hello. Well, I've got a new, this is the usual deck that I use, the Rider-Waite. This is a good Rider-Waite. It doesn't have they took off the white edges, so the images are easier to see. But I saw this other deck and it was just so funny and so fun that we're going to give it a whirl. We're going to give it a try. This is the Housewives. They call it the Housewives Tarot Deck. And it's just fun. I would like to note there are a few particularly fun cards in here. Gosh, this deck is so new. This is the Seven of Cups, which is usually the gold cups with the gray clouds. So it's like, well, you drink those 7 cocktails and you're definitely going to be cloudy. The Hermit, having a nice little bath. And Death is mayonnaise. It's been left out. Salmonella, real salmonella. Everything expires. So that's a good one. The Tower is a gelatin mold. If she moves, she's in trouble. That's just not going to end well. Oh, and there's the lime jello with the olives and pimentos. Yeah, it's just not going to go well. Ace of Swords. Hierophant, which is the government, or how the establishment is really what it is. So it's an old television with a test pattern. Oh, and then one of my absolute favorites, their version of the devil card. Cake, legs, it's Vice. It even says right there on the cigarette pack, Vice. There's Valium, instant coffee, cheese whiz, a TV dinner, and some martini, a cigarette, some form of spam. Yeah, Vice. Ace of Pentacles, spick and span. Two of Swords. And Judgment. What you weigh as a piece of meat. Yep. They have made a few changes that I do not necessarily agree with, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Now, one change that they made that I'm not sure about. Hang on. Tidying up. They changed the moon card to be very calm. And I understand the moon is changeable and it's emotional, and it's usually a card of that emotional change and some, yeah, okay, alright, well, let's give it a whirl. I also somewhat like the Justice card. I don't believe in that. I grew up with it and I do not believe in it myself, but I won't lie. There are a couple of politicians who it has crossed my mind that, yeah, okay, I wouldn't do it, but I might think about it for a minute. All right, the question really is, all right, this strategy of interviewing witnesses behind closed doors, not on camera, people from the White House who have witnessed obstruction of justice and all these other things, and then interviewing just frustrating Democrats, not getting their message out, not getting the point across. The frustration level, I mean, I'm frustrated, and the frustration I know all of us are going through, or most of us are going through, is just terrible. So let's have a look at this. I mean, I don't want to just sit here and say, oh, Jerry Nadler's incompetent, or Nancy Pelosi is out of touch. I mean, I don't know what they're thinking, but that's the problem. I don't know what they're really thinking. They can say whatever they're going to say, but from the outside we can't know. So what is going on with this strategy where everything is behind closed doors? Is it just going to stay this way? They're not going to get anywhere with it. Everything's just going to end up in court until 2022. which isn't going to help anybody. So what's going on, guys? Guys and gals, politicians of all ages, children of all ages, not entirely separate things. Yeah, this strategy that just like, oh, talk about making the base angry. Just fury, like the cards are about to just go up in flames. Oh, what is this? Why are there two? Oh, it's supposed to be two there. Okay. That goes there. New decks are always like this. They don't want to fan out well. They spin. We'll see. Okay. Behind closed doors, the strategy. This strategy they're getting away with. There's word that Donald Trump is laughing, has said about Jerry Nadler. No, I've beat him before, I'm beating him now. He's laughing at how things are not going well. Alright, let's see what these new cards have to say. Judgment. Oh, we are judging. Oh, we're being very judgy. I'm being very judgy. I imagine lots of other people are being very judgy. Alright, in the past. Ace of Cups. Well, the cups are the sign of emotion. They're the water sign, it's an emotional sign. And this was kind of the coming together with the 2018 election, Democrats taking control of the House, the start of this, okay, wait, we don't have to just keep feeling horrendous. We have this, it's like a feeling of hope, or it isn't even so much hope, it's go do oversight, go balance this out between the executive and the legislative branch. Yeah. Center the reading. Usually this is kind of a happy family kind of card, but really this is probably more accurate. Washington, D.C., having the drink, Republicans celebrating that they've gotten away with as much as they have. I mean, their numbers are dwindling. Their core constituents are dying off. And they still don't have a president. A year ago, they still controlled House, Senate, and the White House. Doesn't matter if it's underhanded to them, they have stayed in power, and they're at their cocktail party. Base of the reading. This is making everything go screwy. This feels a little Mitch McConnell-ish. When I first saw this card, because it's so creative, I thought, well, that's fun. But now that I'm looking at it, it's like, no, it's not quite. It's kind of the way Mitch McConnell's twisting everything. And then this, it isn't just the changeable nature of normally the moon card symbolizes. This is somnambulance. I mean, that they're keeping the Americans quiet, keeping them asleep, keeping them from really rebelling. Above the reading, no, but there's movement, taking up action. Wands are the suit of fire. It's the action, movement, get up and go, do, and it's the start, and that's what's hanging above. And these two cards came together. King of Pentacles. This is the people who are incredibly wealthy, like Steyer and others, but who are Democrats. And they are willing to back Democratic causes. And this was the hope we felt at Christmas. Isn't that strange? Yeah, This feels like that hopefulness we had at Christmas, that yay, we've got all these people in the house, it's going to be great, it's going to be great. And now they're just frustrating the heck out of us. Near future. Feeling like, you know, feeling a little Thelma and Louise-ish. This feels like voters. This feels like voters being frustrated, saying, we trusted you, we put you in there, we were happy, you are frustrating us, and them doing more door-to-door, calling in, but other things, more demonstrations, more a kind of, fine, if you're not going to do anything, we're going to get the word out. And anger, just, okay, fine, we'll do it. Home environment, Six of Cups. This is, oh my gosh, I just look at all that pink lemonade and my mouth just puckers up. This is the card of nostalgia, and kind of, right now, Joe Biden is ahead in the polls as I'm recording this, and it's a bit frustrating because, yes, it harkens back to a time, but Mitch McConnell is absolutely, positively not going by those old rules and norms in any way, shape, or form, and Joe Biden is not going to be able to just swan in there and, oh, we're going to work together. No. So right now in the home environment, we have people who are still trying to make an old way of doing things work. But the Republicans are not. They're not doing it the old way anymore. They're not. They have twisted this. They are using Fox News in a way that hasn't been used before, and they are at their Washington, D.C. cocktail parties. All right, hopes and fears. I'd say, okay, I can say the Democrats are afraid that Trump is going to get away with everything he's done, with all this stuff that's going on. McConnell's going to get away. Everybody's going to get away with doing all these things. But in a sense, this also feels like some Republicans as well being worried that this is the future, that this is going to continue on, and they don't want that. What other people see? It really reminds me of the people going to the Trump rallies, now that Trump has announced his re-election campaign, where you look out over the sea of a very, let's say, genetically homogeneous group. Yeah. Final outcome. All right, affecting the government. This is a disillusioned base acting more and giving small amounts of money that add up to a huge amount of money to new candidates to promote that Trump impeachment inquiries start, that impeachment goes forward, that things happen, all of this to move this forward. And it's going to be down to certain women, is what it feels like, in the House. Certain legislators there saying, okay, get out of the way. This is what we're doing. Because that is not Nancy Pelosi. But this is movement. Is that what's so really is this going to speed things up? Is this just going to be going to speed things up, or is this just they're just going to be more behind the scenes, more behind closed doors, more hidden, more vice being not remotely questioned, this whole sleep kind of thing over the whole country while the Republicans have their cocktail parties on Trump properties and beyond. Is this what's going to happen? Because I'm not seeing Pelosi here, let me tell you that. I know it's this card. These are not fanning out well. But they will. We'll just take time. It's a card of backstabbing. First of all, notice, I realize it's the Housewives Tarot, but it's not all women. But this really feels, I'm feeling very drawn to women who are being naive about the situation. Women who are tied up on the nasty hors d'oeuvres. This is normally the woman tied up in she's tied up in the swamp surrounded by swords, but she's not tied down to anything. She could actually leave if she just pulled herself together. This is backstabbing. This is building. Building something specific. What's this building about? Because in theory really all this is talking about is you know, the drama going on behind the scenes. It's this where there's something actually being pulled together, something built that I'm interested in. Is that Pelosi just keeping her way of slow walking this whole thing? Or is it something new? What is... Yeah, because this behind closed doors testimony thing, it's gotta stop. It has to stop, has to stop, has to stop. This is going to be the real big opportunity for presidential candidates who stand up and fight for impeachment hearings. This Page of Pentacles is, when I first saw this card, I thought he was, you know, a ne'er-do-well who was throwing lots of plates. When actually what he is he's incredibly efficient and responsible beyond his years. So he's actually moving them along exactly where they need to be. So, and to me, again, this feels like Congress people. The arguments back and forth, trying to juggle all these different things. Things coming to a standstill. Which is where, okay, things are at a standstill. More arguing. This is a male Democrat very efficiently taking care of things. This is a presidential candidate really getting traction because they stand up for this. So let me just do quickly 3 cards on Nadler and 3 cards on Pelosi. Let me tell you, for a tarot deck that is this kitschy and Caucasian and potentially sexist, gosh, this feels like it is very timely deck, because it really feels like the way the power of women, the focus on women is rising. So 3 cards for Nadler, 3 cards for Pelosi when it comes to this. There's strategies here. Actually, I might do 4 cards each. You know me. Why do 3 cards when you can do 4? Why do 4 cards when you can do 7? Why do 7 cards when you can do 12? Nadler. Jerry, what the heck were you thinking, guy? And Pelosi. I know she has control over her caucus, but you need to do a better job of convincing the voters. Jerry Nadler, getting drips and drabs. This is a card of being given little bits and pieces at a time. Then you have the World card, which is kind of the... It can mean, you know, he wants all the information in the world, but it can also mean the culmination of something that has been. It comes to its culmination, and then you move forward. Goodness, she does look smug, doesn't she? She is very, very proud of her clean plates. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is a card of fate, bigger forces, bigger plans. We have 2 major arcana cards. And that feels like things going to the courts. I don't know why. Let me see if there's another card I can add. Is that things going to the courts? Yeah, because this is... See all the little hand marks he's leaving? He's running with scissors, he's leaving little hand marks on the wall, he's just being a brat. Yeah. That's because this is what's going to be going on the Republican side. And Nadler's still trying to be the adult in the room. They're going to get away with it. It feels like a lot of the same. It feels like just all the... Yes, they have amassed a huge amount of information, but you get these bad lawyers making ridiculous arguments, or people who act like bad lawyers, like Jordan and Gates and Nunes. You know, act like the worst stereotype of an ambulance-chasing lawyer. And their arguments should have no weight, should carry no weight, should not get anywhere, but they do. And then you have McConnell with his twisted logic. And it's only once the more of the voters get involved or organized that's going to change. That's very frustrating. That is very, very frustrating. Pelosi. Well, she's in a stronger position than we think. Because so far, you know, this is people thinking that she's acting like a fool being taken for a ride. That she's letting herself, she isn't, but she looks like she's allowing herself to be wooed to, oh, we're not going to go that far, oh, it's not going to, and just putting herself in a pickle, Olive. Just standing there being useless when she doesn't have to be. But she does have... She is powerful. This is a major arcana to the Empress, and she is holding the recipes for success. Well, alright, she's holding it. But what's she doing? How is that going to... She thinks... Wait, it might not be she thinks. What definitely came to mind was trying to do too much. Who's trying to do too much? She's turning down. Trying to avoid. Well, this is 3 major arcana here. So it looks like just more frustration. Guys, really? Really? So what breaks the frustration? What makes it better? Is anything going to make it better? Is anything going to come along and, you know, beat people about the head metaphorically with knowledge? And get justice and decency back. There she is again. Not sure who she is yet. I have to think about this. Queen of Cups. King of Swords. So they can hang Trump out to dry. This is, right now, at the time of this recording, I believe there are 67 people in the legislators in the House of Representatives who are calling for impeachment inquiries to begin. It reaches critical mass. It reaches a point where there are enough working together. Oh, call your congresspeople. Call your congresspeople. Certainly, if they have not yet, if they're not yet going along with the idea of an impeachment inquiry, that's what this is. And seriously, somebody subpoena Mueller now. Just my opinion. That's when we will feel better. That's when the emotional tone will change. It's when there's this critical mass, and then it looks like they are taking concrete steps. Impeachment inquiry. This, talking to everyone in the White House. This I'm seriously thinking about. Have you seen the meme of Donald Trump going outside and talking to a young man who is mowing the lawn of the White House with an old-fashioned mower? It's like they're going to talk to everybody at the White House, even down to him. And that's when the tone, the emotional tone, is going to change. And then a lot's going to come out. Things we did not expect. And we can look upon our good work and a government that actually works for the people. All right. Well, that is what I am getting, and that is the new Housewives deck. I like it. I like the energy on this. I mean, I've shown you guys the Halloween deck, which is adorable, but there's something about this. It's so different. The energy is, it's very, obviously it's very feminine. It's awfully white though. It's, yeah. So, seriously, nobody, not one person even has a tan. All right, well, I will leave you with that. This has gone pretty long anyway, but hang in there, because it looks like things are going to get better. It's just going to be frustrating for now. All right, and thank you so much for watching. All right, hang in there.